a legend in world football, former Manchester United and England striker Andy Cole, good friend and former teammate of one of our very own, Dwight Yorke. Andy, you've made a decision to get involved in what is going to be something massive for regional football, for Caribbean football, by setting up yourself to be a coach for the Barbados franchise, the Barbados Challengers. Tell us about this and how this all came about.
Well, it come out about totally out of the blue, put it that way. Sol gave me a call. Well, he messaged me first, and then gave me a call and said, look, an opportunity has come up for us. If you fancy to go to the Caribbean and coach for, I think it's 3-4 months. And I said to him, man, why not? I think for me personally, it's an opportunity, great opportunity for both of us. It's another string to our bow. It's an opportunity to coach in a different country. It's an opportunity to put something back into the Caribbean, which is good. I think you know that obviously mine and Sol's parentage is from Jamaica. You know, so it's always, when something like this comes out, like I said, it's totally different. And I didn't hesitate and think, let me think about it. I said, nah, come on, let's go for it, man. Let's go for it and let's give it a go. Let's give it a go because, like I say, it's different. And you never know what can come from this.
Yeah.
You know, so I was up for it straight away.
And when you look at football in the Caribbean, obviously you have the likes of Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Haiti, qualifying for World Cups, for senior World Cups. But then you look at the recent progress as well. You've seen the emergence of a country like Curacao, who are vying to qualify for the next World Cup. They played in the CONCACAF Gold Cup as well. And there's been a lot of talent that would have come out of the Caribbean into the European stage as well. And I think right now there's an opportunity, in light of everything that is happening, to unearth new talent. And obviously you're going to be anxious to be part of this process.
Well, of course. For me, it's about learning as well, because you get to a certain age, not only you stop learning, and that gives you the opportunity to continue to learn. And that's why I'm looking at this venture as well. Continue to learn, learn something new, learn about the talent which they have in the Caribbean, which is important. The names you just touched on there, see, we've got Jamaica, there's TNT, but like you touched on there, Curacao. I don't know too much about them, international football. So that gives me an opportunity now to have a look at that and look at the standard plays they have there, because ultimately I look at this way. There's more than enough talent in the Caribbean that can play in European football. And there's players that from the Caribbean that are playing in European football, which is good. So I think this gives me an opportunity to have a look at just how good they are coming on.
How important is it, you think, for players, as you rightly said, from the Caribbean, to have this opportunity to play in a league or in a tournament that is above what we have in the Caribbean right now? There are a few countries that have established Premier Leagues, but this gives them a further opportunity, because they're going to get the opportunity to interact with international global stars like yourself and Sol, and also some players that will come from outside of the region. So it allows them to challenge themselves and to gain from the experience outside of the region.
I think it's massive. I think it's massive. I think it's massive that we've been given the opportunity to come. First and foremost, for people to try and tap into our knowledge, what we've learned playing in Europe, and playing in some of the biggest games and playing for some of the biggest clubs in the world. I think that's a bonus, and to lend our experience and try and bring on the players in the Caribbean, I think that those two things are really, really big. So, like I said, for me personally, I always want to learn something different. I always want to extend myself. I always want the opportunity to better myself, and this adventure is going to be just that. Obviously working at Macclesfield with Sol, and then Southend we saw, this is going to be a different entity to working at those two clubs. Because straight away the quality is going to be different, yeah. The level is going to be different, yeah. But that's what brings the best out of you. It's no different to when you was a player. You're going to be playing against the best, so you want to be at your best. So I look at those kind of things as a real positive.
There's a particular story that you're very familiar with. The discovery of Dwight, back in 1989, he was a 17-year-old kid. Graham Taylor came to the Caribbean and spotted him, and the rest is history. And again, now you would have seen what, you would have played alongside Dwight, you would have seen his progress, where he came from to what he became. And there are opportunities now for another kid from the Caribbean to possibly experience something like this, through these sort of opportunities with the Islands Cup Open. What do you have to say about that in terms of, sending a message to those that are in the Caribbean right now, anticipating such an opportunity with this tournament?
What I will say, knowing Dwight and knowing him as well as I do now, I know the hard work and dedication he put in. I know the sacrifices he put in, to make it in England, to make his mark in England, and for him back in TNT to be such a legend. That doesn't come overnight. That doesn't come thinking, right, I'm going to leave TNT, I'm going to come to England, and I'm not going to do the right things. He's put in a hell of a lot of hard work to get to the stage that he got to. And that's why I respect him still, I know I left home at 14. I'm looking back at that and I'm saying to myself, wow, that was tough, but to leave a different country and then come to England and to do what he's done by himself, man, I take my hat off to him. So whoever believes they are good enough, I understand that, but mentally, you have to be very, very tough as well, because you're making big, big sacrifices. The sun don't shine all the time in the UK. And that's why I take my hat off to Yorke to come to England, like I said beforehand, and to experience all that, and then to finish his career the way he has done. You can look back on his career and say, look, I've been fortunate to achieve X, Y, Z.
Andy, when you look back now, I mean, this year is 21 years since the success of the treble Champions League win, and I mean, these are accomplishments that stays with us for the remainder of our lives, and it's going to live on from when we've passed on. This legacy will go on. What does that do to you? Does it still inspire you?
The craziest thing is that I never ever look back, and it's not until I was obviously locked down for the 14 weeks I was locked down for, that gave me the opportunity to look back on my career and what I achieved and where I went wrong and whatever. And that's the first time I actually thought about it and said, yeah, man, that was really, really special. Because you never take it in. You never really take it in. You might play the game, you might win it, you might celebrate, but you don't take it in the way you should do, because you don't live in that moment, because you think about, right, that's gone, I want to move on to the next thing. So for me to have that time to sit down and think about it, yeah, it fills me with immense pride. But yeah, I still feel I'm not done. I still feel I've had, things out there to go and do. I've got more adventures, and i.e. being given the opportunity to come out to the Caribbean. For me, that's an adventure. That starts again. That's something new, and those are the kind of things I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm always trying to make myself a better person. I always want to try and push myself on.
People like yourself, Sol, obviously Dwight as well is knocking on the door to get into management. We look at Thierry Henry, who is in the MLS right now. You guys are leading that charge in terms of black managers in football, and trying to open more doors for some of your former teammates, persons that you would have played with or against. This tournament has provided you with another opportunity. But tell me about your recent journey in terms of getting back in the game and getting an opportunity to manage. What has that been like for you and Sol, or at least for you?
I'm going to be brutally honest. For me personally, it's been an eye-opening experience. At that level, it's been really eye-opening. On the flip side of that, I have so much respect that my ex-teammate, obviously playing for the national team, has given me the opportunity and believes in me that I can get involved with him as a coach. That's not easy. As you know, that is not easy. But since he's got me involved in the 2 jobs that he's had, and obviously this coming to the 3rd job, it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed being back on the grass. I've enjoyed getting involved in all the banter and watching everyone play, but just try and lend my experiences to the players, and and try talk to them on a level whereby what I think or how I see things and whatever, just try and implement it to them. I think those kind of things for me has been a real good experience. But we all have knowledge in whatever we do, but it's people giving you the opportunity to use that knowledge and to try and help other people.
That's fantastic, Andy. Just a couple of things I want to touch on with you again. How important it is, you think, the fact that you made this decision to get involved in Caribbean football? How important is it for teams out of the region, the likes of Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, to continue to make strides in international football to possibly get into another World Cup again? We haven't had a Caribbean team in the World Cup since 2006, but how important is this?
It's massive. If you ask any player, Jamaica, TNT, wherever it is, would you want to play in, or how many times would you like to try and play in the World Cup? They're all going to say, I'd love to play in the World Cup. Oh, yeah, I want to try and play in the World Cup how many times or whatever it is. That is the pinnacle, the World Cup. I wasn't fortunate enough to play in the World Cup, but, it is so important that the teams in the Caribbean have that aim to whereby they want to play in the World Cup. You can only do that by producing your players and working hard, and giving them the platform and the opportunity to go ahead and do just that.
Andy, it's been a real pleasure speaking to you. I want to wish you the best continued success in your endeavors, and clearly we're looking forward to welcoming you to the Caribbean next year.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. See you.
Cheers now. Okay, bye.